Section 4.3, factoring polynomials. We continue. We said that when we factor polynomials, the first step is factor out the GCF if different than 1. Step number 2 in the factoring polynomials process says after factoring the GCF, then follow a method based on the number of terms of the polynomial. In some instances, the GCF will be 1. First, let's look at examples with 4 terms and the method factoring by grouping. The goal of factoring by grouping is to group the terms in a way that the grouping will allow you to factor out a greatest common factor. So right now we're talking about what happens when the polynomial has 4 terms. We're going to try to factor by grouping. So let's do some examples. Example number 2. Factor 8 minus 4x squared plus x cubed times y minus 2xy. So let's begin by rearranging the terms. After we rearrange the terms, we got x cubed y minus 2xy minus 4x squared plus 8. Next, let's group the terms. I'm going to copy again x cubed y minus 2xy. I'm going to group these two terms together. Plus, now let's group the last two terms. We're going to have negative 4x squared plus 8. That's my second group. Next step, factor the GCF from each grouping. What do x cubed y and 2xy have in common? They have in common xy. X cubed y divided by xy, x squared. Minus 2xy divided by xy, 2. Perfect. Plus, what's the GCF between negative 4x squared and 8? We can work with negative 4. So negative 4. Let's factor. Negative 4x squared divided by negative 4, x squared. 8 divided by negative 4, negative 2. Notice the terms in the parentheses are the same. We're going to have to factor out the common term in the parentheses. So we have x squared minus 2, that's the common parentheses, times open parentheses. So if we factor out x squared minus 2, what's left? We're left with x times y. And then from here, we factor out x squared minus 2, what's left? Minus 4. And we're done factoring. We continue with example 3. We start by grouping the terms. We are going to group the first two terms, x cubed plus 2x squared. And we're going to group the last two terms, negative 9x minus 18. Now, let's factor the GCF from each grouping. From the first parenthesis, the GCF is x squared. X cubed divided by x squared is x. 2x squared divided by x squared is 2. Let's continue. Then in the second parenthesis, the GCF is, I'm going to choose negative 9. Negative 9x divided by negative 9 is x. Negative 18 divided by negative 9 is positive 2. Now, we notice that the terms in the parentheses are the same. So we will factor out the common term, the parentheses. So we have x plus 2. We factor out x plus 2. What's left? X squared. Okay, from the second part, if we factor out x plus 2, what's left? Negative 9. We notice that x squared minus 9, it's the difference of squares. We saw this in section 1.5. So our final answer, it's going to be x plus 2, x minus 3, x plus 3.